Hey guys, how you guys doing? It is Aaron back with another video, and today we're gonna take a look at MapleStory Southeast Asia behind the scenes of how your boy designed and built the 2024 microsites, everybody. So I'll be focusing on two major updates over, which is Dreamer and as well as Chaser. Okay, so you're gonna basically have a glimpse, right, about how I actually built all this microsite over here. And Dreamer is actually pretty insane microsite to build, and for those of you guys know, Chaser is also one of the insane microsites over here, right? I'm trying to go into a different concept, right? Instead of a conventional way of showing contents, I want to show the contents to you guys from a player to a player, right? From the experience that I play in KMS, okay? And I want to convey that experience over here through the microsite and explain all the contents to you. And that was actually the real challenge, right? This is a very, very challenging part. So let's take a look at Dreamer first, okay? So as you can see, I'm using Webflow to build all the microsites. Okay, and there's a lot of interactions going on, and there's a lot of animation as you scroll through Dreamer microsite. All right, you'll be able to see that there's always something popping up, right? The effects, the story that I'm trying to tell over here, right? Everything is always eye-catching, right? It's a continuous, long one-page scrolling site. Okay, as you can see, it keeps scrolling and it comes down, right? Everything over here. Now, the idea of Dreamer in this microsite, the concept over here is to actually make it like a dream. Because in this event, right, Lucid is actually in a dream, right? Lucid is in a happy dream, okay? But in overseas servers is actually with Lucid and Angelic Buster. Right? It's a combination. In KMS, Angelic Buster Remaster was actually separated, right? So it's actually different. So in overseas servers, right, they actually combine it. So the concept over here I need to tell is that, okay, since Lucid is in a dream, okay, I want to tell the story whereby you are entering into a dream where the user comes in and you can see, welcome to another dream of mine, and you can see Lucid appearing. And you can see a very nice clouds over here, that cloudiness over here where you are dreaming. When you keep scrolling down, you will be able to see Lucid at his back. It's time. This is a happy dream, right? This time is a happy dream over here, and you can see that Angelic Buster appears as well, right? This is like, when I saw this illustration, I'd be like, okay, no brainer. I'm gonna slap this tool in, because this is like a movie where it starts at the back, right? You can see that a little bit of glimpse of the character, but you haven't seen the character's face yet. And then the grand reveal, which is Angelic Buster and Lucid over here, right? The idol of the entire update. Okay, Dreamer update was, this tool was the idol, right? They have a theme song, right? Of course, Angelic Buster Remaster over here. I actually put out all the 3 illustrations over here, the all new AB illustrations, as well as AB and Lucid as well. Absolutely amazing. And also the 3 songs over here. Right, these are very, very exclusive. Okay, maybe we'll see actually have an English version of Shining Heart, Fly Away, which is a duet, and as well as Star Bubble, right? It's actually really, really good. And in order to actually build this section over here, right? Oh my god. Although it's very fun to build, but it is also very difficult. As you can see, on this panel over here, this is actually the percentage, right, of where you actually scroll through the viewport. I have a 300 VH over here, the virtual vertical height over here, right? As you can see, right, we can have 300 over here, which I set it, and as users scroll, right, in the viewport height over here, as a user scroll, this entire section is 100 viewport height. Okay, in this viewport, I have 300. That means I need to scroll 3 times the height in order to finish up the entire top section of the story. And you can see this is the 0%. I need to scroll 3 heights over 300%, right? 3 of my screen over here because it's actually calculated according to your screen size, all right? And then you'll be able to reach to the 100%. How it works is that as the user scroll, as you can see at the top, it will goes in, down, downwards, okay? It will slowly appear and replace the contents over there, okay? All right, and this is a very subtle one, coming down, and it goes to the next section, okay? And the next section as well, we do have a animation over here as well. What is that? Okay, there we go. The AB background. So as you scroll down, right, this is considered as another section. When reach to the 58%, depending on your viewport height over here, right, and it also will change to, as you can see, the background will change, all right, since you're in the reward section, and then it will change to high mountain. So this is where it changes from purple to black, right? And once you change to black, this is where another story unfolds, which is high mountain. So in high mountain, I wanted to tell the story whereby it introduced high mountain itself because it's brand new content, right? So when it comes down over here, as you can see, it starts to tell you another story. This is the second part of the story, which is the godson Mitra, right? It's time to awaken from your deep sleep. Right, you can see that there's the boss behind, right, shimmering over there, and you can see Mitra over here. Okay, and this part over here, I'm trying to make it like as smooth as possible, where it reveals itself, right? And look at that, yeah, it reveals itself, and it's actually very, very subtle. And when it comes out, the description will be hidden, and you'll be able to see the rewards as well. Okay, these are very difficult timing, but managed to do it. Good shit. Now, as well as this one as well, token exchange. In this entire site, everything has a very subtle animation. I didn't make it like super fancy. And as you can see, if you were to actually scroll, you'll be able to see that there is a very subtle scrolling up. So it's not really a conventional way where you just scroll and the contents will come out with fade in, fade out, and etc. But it's actually a very time-based where you scroll into the specific 40% of the viewport, and you'll be able to see this over here, right? And it's subtle animation over here as well, right? All this is in the Dreamer microsite. So Dreamer, actually, there's another challenge because I wanted to do basically a story base. So there are consider three parts of the update to the microsite. First, which will be the main one. This is the main one that you'll be able to see when you land on the Dreamer microsite. And the second part of it, depending on the date, it will actually change to the 19th anniversary. This is the anniversary event or offline event over here. All right, so this will be the top hero section. So everything after that will be pushed down. Now, the next one over here, which will be the last one, which will be the 6th job update. Okay, so the 6th job update is basically the last part of the Dreamer update. So this is legitimately the sites that you will be able to see when you land on Dreamer microsite right now. Okay, you can see there's a very subtle animation at the back that the lights will actually start to glow, right? And you can see that there's 2 lights effect over here. It's considered as a static image, but there is some subtle animation that makes it not so static, right? It's like that. And here comes the difficult part, where how do I relay back the story over here to the last update? So unfortunately, I have to put this down over here, right? And the rest of the parts will still remain the same, right? Coming down, you can see they got some Mitra as well, and you can see 19th anniversary coming down over here as well, and lastly we got the Terry gift, right? And all the way up here, you see the story kind of really broken, right, in 2 parts. The first part, which will be the 6th shop, and then later on will be the real story part. But this part, unfortunately, I didn't have time to really brain on how to actually do it because this section over here took me a lot of time. And of course, we want to focus on the 6th job update, which I didn't really think of how to actually focus it on. So yeah, kind of rebroken that 2 part out. But anyways, I need the brain in the future if I really want to do something that is really story based. I really need to plan myself properly on how to actually convey the message, right? Because at first I wanted to try to convey the message over here in this section over here, but it seems like it doesn't really jives with the 6 drop, right? Because when players land on it, they have to see 6 drop directly, right? That is the most important part, not the event, because the event is already running. So the main update over here is actually the 6 drop. So this part, I gotta make sure I improve on this part, right? This is the challenge to your boy over here. So that's the Dreamer microsite, everybody. So a lot of contents over here, and as well as the better Maple quality of life. This is the so-called grid over here. It's very easy for me to work on, and it's actually conveys information relatively easy for all players to actually read and glance through, right? It's just a one step summary. Everything you need to know is here, right? This is what I like about this grid section over here, everybody. Now let's move on to milestone, everybody. The Chaser update. Okay, so the main update for Chaser, okay, the main focus for Chaser, the objective over here is to focus on Orca. Yes, it's not to focus on Job Remaster, it's not to focus on the boss, it's not to focus on Talahat. No, main focus is Orca, because every of the single update over here, everything relates back to Orca because of the investigation. Yes, so the event, everything all relates back to Orca. So this time in the Chaser update, as we name with milestone in KMS, I want to do a little bit something different. All right, something different, as you can see, there are actually quite a lot of contents over here, right? And you got event section as well, right? So this is the so-called navigation, the main navigation over here. I wanted to actually show everyone what is in this update, okay? And as you can see, every one of the Chaser logo has a very subtle animation. I'm not sure if anyone notices it. It's a very subtle animation over here like this. Okay, now let's take a look at the first part, which is the Aran and Inwu remaster over here. The video will automatically play. This is actually linked to YouTube. Okay, so it automatically plays over here, and for this one, of course, you can actually play it, and there is a very short description of explaining what is the remaster about. It will actually automatically changes over here. You can see that the few indications over here, it tells you that it will actually change to another text. And the Easter egg over here is basically this. You can see that Unleash Aran, you'll be able to get all the Aran's illustration as well as Inwu's illustration over here, right? As you can see, okay, yeah, all this will be here. Okay, so Inwu has a lot of illustrations compared to Aran. Yeah, favorite child, right? We'll never know. So this section over here, we got the blooming, we got hexastat. I wanted to break it, right? As like, when you're opening a section over there, it's like breaking apart over here. This is like how the concept will be, like you're breaking apart hexastat over here through the dimensions of the Erda. So this is like the back is the dimensions of the Erda, because Erda is actually like purple, right? Because they are corrupted last time. They got uncorrupted over there and you can save them. So I actually change it over there and then break it apart. So this is stat 2 and Battle Maple, similar concept into Dreamer, right? I really like this. And I actually want to remain it as a summary of what are the quality of life changes, and players can actually read it. And it's actually super easy to make it responsive, right? It's super easy, right? okay, the lagging of it, just ignore it. My PC is like breaking apart sometimes. So yeah, and boss update. This is a similar concept of how KMS did their showcase, showing the bosses over here at the top, and yep, we got focus on the very nice gay beam over here. Hell yeah, right? And we got the glowing crystals and etc. As well as the new wedding system. This is actually something really new for overseas servers, and I'm trying to make it like as beautiful as it is when you are entering to a wedding, an invitation, right? A very small glimpse of a mirror from left to right of the wedding map, but at the bottom you'll be able to see all the wedding maps over here, right? The wedding town hall is like a glimpse of it, right? I'm trying to make it as minimalistic as possible. I know a lot of people like to use that word. Alright, and as well as all this over here. And finally, this is the happily ever after base camp. Alright, honeymoon, alright. Yes. So, next part. Jump scare, everybody. Yes, this Chaser Limbo microsite. I have a lot of fun. A lot of fun building this, I gotta tell you. This is wow. I was like, okay, I want to make a boss microsite, but I want to make it intense because Limbo is an intense boss. Right, very intensive boss over here with multi-dimensional fighting. All right, different dimensional in different phases. I want to make it as crazy as it is. Limbo is insane as it is, right? I want to make this microsite insane as well. And I actually at first, right, if you want to see in the Limbo microsite, right, at first, there's a lot of animations at the back, as you can see on Limbo. Limbo will actually start to glow in, glow out. It starts to breathe, breathe the same air as you're breathing, right? The illustrations over here, we got intro informations over here, right? Everything over here is thought through, okay? Now, with all this, I wanted to put in the effect of Limbo. Right, okay, there's a lot of animations, but let me see in this one, Limbo over here. So Limbo, there is a 25 seconds over here, right? And it's 25.5 seconds. So every time you're in the microsite of Limbo, every 25 seconds, Limbo will actually go into a cutscene where it comes to so-called jump scare you, right? At first, I wanted to put it as every 15 seconds, but I feel like that is actually too annoying, right? And this is every 25 seconds was actually the okay part, right? The optimal part, because I did my research on how interactive microsites will be, or websites want to be, and they mentioned is that around 20 to 30 seconds, if there is something that's jumping up, that would be the golden time, right? The golden time frame for something to pop up, because after 30 seconds, you might not get the user's attention anymore, where users will actually get out from the microsite and they will do something else. So that effect will not be shown to the user. So at the 25-second mark is actually the golden time where users actually want to go out of the site, but this will might, I will say might, right, catch their attention and to actually store them into the site as well. So yeah, and then you can see the final set of the Eternals over here, right? A little bit of a glass effect, and as well as the Brilliant set. Yeah, and for those guys who wondering, this time, right, this is the only microsite, I would say, throughout all the pages, we have a very nice intro section, because this is the only I would say update that every page have a video, right? As you can see from the remaster, there's a video, right? You can see over here. Limbo, of course, there's a video, okay? And Chase for the Chaser Angular Company one, you can see over here, there's a video as well. Okay, and you can see a very nice teaser over here, right? We got an Easter over here as your boy's character. Alright, and this also as well, I wanted to make it as interactive as possible. Not really that interactive, but before you go into Angular Company, my idea and concept here is that want users to actually feel how it feels like when you're in the game. Hence why I did have this effect over here, which is the same in-game effect where you are hacking the system. Alright, this is the same in-game effect you will see over here. And very subtle animation explaining. Alright, and you can see Senya over here holding the hand over here. Absolutely amazing. Alright, and next part, yes, Talahat. Yes, Talahat. Talahat is legitly super long. My god, yes, this is actually widescreen. All the sites over here are widescreen support, everybody. Alright, if you are on a widescreen display, you will be able to experience all of this in a widescreen display, everybody. It is optimized for widescreen as well. So even if you're viewing it on a widescreen, it's good shit, right? I gotta tell you, it's good shit. I tested it all on all my widescreen display. As you can see, this is display over here that is anything as above 1920 pixels. This will, you guys will be able to see this. So I did actually design it with the intent, right, of this effect as well. Okay, so we got Angular Company over here. Okay, next one, which will be Talahat. Talahat as well, we got a very nice symbol over here where you can see. Okay, and as well as I wanted to show all the monsters over here. Right? A lot of players might not be able to access Talahat, so as you can see, all the monsters over here. Right, although you can see that there's a lot of monsters over here, the web loading over here is still very much low, right? It's not like super high in terms of the loading, right? Don't worry, the video is high only. The rest of the other contents are actually very low, right? Only the video is high. And we have Lunar New Year and as well as the 20th anniversary. And lastly, which will be the events. Okay, this at first I did not wanted to do the events page just because it's just a dedicated page for events, right? I'm like, I normally don't do that, but this time, because there are a lot of events and it's very hard for players to actually keep track of what events is actually happening, and the main focus of course is the Chaser event, right? This is actually one of very good curated event, so I wanted to actually focus and highlight this because this is an exclusive event that's only available in overseas servers. Okay, and as well as the events that are currently happening, right, mainly over here, and as well as the offline events, because this in Chaser update there's a lot of offline events, right? And I wanted to actually promote the offline events in a single page rather than players have to go through the social media page, start scrolling, right? It's just a one-stop center for any events that is over here. You got the movie events, you got the bubble tea collaboration, you got a comic fiesta over there, and all the other rest of the events, right? So it's a one-stop center for every event that is currently happening in MapleStory Southeast Asia. So yeah, that's basically it. So with all this over here, okay, all these pages and all this site, the hierarchy is the same. You can see that we got the section over here, intro section, right? Then after the intro section, it will be the content, right? And after that, it will be more of an illustration or an image to actually showcase to you guys what is coming after the update, right? So that is basically the concept of Chaser. The Chaser Microsite, I gotta tell you, is actually really interesting for me to build. I really like to build microsites, and from these two microsites over here, which is Dreamer as well as the Chaser microsite, these two microsites over here are one of the most intensified microsite that I would say, and one of the most interactive ones. I'm not sure if any of you guys who experience it firsthand, because I have been building the microsite, so when I see it, I'm like, yeah, I've seen it a lot, right? But from you guys, it's like the first time you land on the microsite, I want to give you that wow effect, right? That wow, this is like, whoa, how did you do this, right? Maybe not how, but like, wow, this is insane, right? Especially for Limbo. I really put a lot of focus on Limbo. Limbo is legitimately one of my favorite compared to all of it. Legitimately, Limbo is literally my favorite. It tells you, it communicates with you, all right? And as well as it gives you a little jump scare, which is Limbo, right? Limbo is Limbo over here. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it for all the microsites over here that I wanted to showcase to you guys, right? The behind the scenes over here, how I design and build all those microsites, and as well as the design concept. I hope you guys didn't get bored. I really like to explain all this thought process to you guys and how I actually do my research. There are more research over there, which I do not want to put everything into this video because it will be too lengthy. So that's basically it. All right, hope you guys enjoy the microsites as always, right? And hope you guys, if you have any feedback or anything, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. All right, feedback, criticism are all welcome. All right, I'm always aiming for improvements. Any of you guys thinks that, okay, this might be a good thing to add into the microsite, right? Yeah, feel free to let me know, right? I will think of a way to see that, okay, maybe I'm missing something that I did not convey the message to you. Because to me, building a microsite, I might be a dick building this shit, man, because I want to make sure and ensure all the relevant details are available in this microsite. Everything you need to know will be here, right? Patch notes, yes, that will be the elaborated version, but the most important information has to be in the microsite. That is my to go, right? If this is not in the microsite, no, I cannot accept that. I have to make sure that every important information has to be in the microsite. That is my to go, okay? I want to make sure that every player that goes into the microsite understands what is the update, okay, and as well as get a key takeaway of what are the events, and as well as how to basically optimize their plan on the contents, right? Yeah, that's basically it. As always, thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Right, it has been good. Leave it a subscribe. Stay awesome, everybody. Stay safe, and bye bye.